You asshole. Thanks for listening to the Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, we might as well be recording at 2 a.m. at night because James is already complaining that he should be in bed. Us youths are still up. It's only 8:12 p.m., but we're here with James. Maybe more on the cranky side. Maybe he woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. But we're going to talk some freelance. I mean, we haven't had him in a bit. James is like, "Hey, man, we need to talk. We need to get together." I'm like, "Oh shit, Chris, are we in trouble? Did you say something?" And then no, we're just catching up on
something. I don't even use Twitter, only to call out the squad.
Now I gotta make sure I just keep moving so you don't think I froze on your
James,
on your
welcome
underground streaming site that you use.
Too weird to live, too rare to die.
We were at
the internet.
Yeah, we were at the Logan Square Auditorium on February 18th.
Finally, after 2+ years.
Yeah, where was the squad? I didn't see one squad member there. I'm just going to point that out. I get a lot of shit from them for never going to shows. We were at the show.
They all just decided they weren't coming.
I was like, I didn't know where to go. I'm like, okay, where do I, stand by or whatever? But I brought some people over. I brought, a couple of friends from California that had flown in for the weekend for the fishing trip that I had this weekend. And other friends that, I spread the word out there, James, and we had at least, 4 new people who experienced freelance, and they walked away singing Purple Rain.
Of course. Of course they walked away singing Purple Rain. The Purple Poppy is back.
Yeah. Purple Poppy went over in his match too. We can get into that. James, how did you think the show went overall? Were you satisfied with everything?
Extremely satisfied. Mm-hmm. Extremely satisfied. Quite I wouldn't say shocking how satisfied, but it delivered beyond what we had thought it would deliver. So kudos to everybody who was on the show for overperforming.
Yeah. I thought there was. I think I would agree with that. I mean, I think there was some singles match that I knew would deliver. I think you guys did a really good job with just mashup chemistry, or at least finding. Obviously, they'll give credit to the wrestlers for creating that chemistry, but you guys got to put that pair together that you think will gel. I think there was a lot of singles matches that gelled. I think speaking of Matt Nix, he started off in the scramble. So that scramble match, he defeated Kyley Laney, Riley Jackson, Saban Gage, Xavier Skye. There might have been one more person there, but I don't know. I think that was maybe it in the scramble.
Riley Jackson. Did you say Riley Jackson?
Yeah, Riley Jackson.
Kyley Laney, Saban Gage, Xavier Skye.
Mm-hmm. There were 6.
Okay.
There were 6, yeah. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So you can blame CageMatch.net for that. They're missing one.
I'm not blaming CageMatch.net for that. I'm blaming the people that were in attendance that didn't pay attention to who was in the match.
I paid attention to there was one guy. Well, so GPA was originally supposed to be in the scramble, and then
Ethan Price took his place.
Ethan Price, yes. So he was, he wasn't. He's not on the internet anywhere, either on the poster. So that's kind of why, Plus the Modelos or the Coronas.
Coronas. There were no Modelos. Okay, there was one negative thing. No Modelos.
All right, we'll take that up with the venue.
Can we get a maybe $1 drop on each item there? Like maybe a $6 seltzer instead of $7 seltzer.
Probably not.
Okay, great.
Probably a $6 seltzer. That's pricey already.
Bring the bucks. But I was gonna say is I think Matt Nix looked really in shape to me. I don't know if that was just me, but I felt like he looked slimmer. I felt like he was moving like a cat out there. And he pulled out some stuff, and then obviously everyone was chanting with the Purple Rain, so it was cool to see. It's cool to see him. Not in this is like with Onyx, he was like, "Oh, I'm making the return." Now he just feels like he's kind of in a flow and a rhythm again, which is where we want to see him. So it's cool.
The one that caught my eye was Xavier Skye.
Really?
He I don't know, like he stood out a bit, and like I feel like he's so young, and like I don't know, like the way he was moving in the ring, he was fast, and he made that huge dive to the outside. It just kind of like his name stuck with me from from what the 5 or 6 man scramble. So
it was a 6, and Xavier's one of the students from the Freelance Academy. So
Cool.
I will pass word along about how he stuck out to his trainers, as well as Xavier as well. No, I definitely believe he stuck out as well. The scramble is always here's your chance to show yourself to people that wouldn't necessarily get the chance to see you otherwise. So go out there and do what you can do and not what you can't. And he definitely stuck to the script of do what you can do. And while it was a bit shaky at first, he did make that pretty sweet dive off the top rope.
Yeah. James, take me through. You don't have to obviously reveal the secret sauce, but take me through I feel like you said, scramble matches. Like, let's see what you can do. What do you have to do within that scramble to I don't want to say graduate, but to then be ready maybe for like a singles match on the lower end of the card? Like, what are you looking for? Is it got to be multiple scrambles, or could it just be one scramble and then that person you think
it could
is
be
ready?
one, it could be multiple. It could be one, it could be multiple. It's just do something that's eye catching. The scramble is the get your shit in match on the show, especially for those that wouldn't necessarily be put on a show in a singles match quite yet. It chance.
Oh, we're losing connection there with James once again.
And we're back.
We are.
Oh no, I feel like this is going to be a running
Should I
theme.
continue on?
Well, we hear you now, loud and clear.
Start from the last couple sentences.
Which were?
Well,
when did you stop hearing
basically,
me?
you were saying that the scramble match is kind of get your shit in type of moment and stick out, and hopefully that'll just pretty much basically gain more opportunities down the future. So it could be another scramble, or it could be a singles match.
Right, and Xavier Skye, he did a pre-show match for us, and we liked what we saw in the pre-show. Give him a chance in the scramble, see if he could. I mean, that's more pressure than a pre-show. So, and he did. He helped stick out, and it was noticeable.
Nice.
Cool. That was followed by, if this is in order, it was Blair Onyx versus Laney Luck.
Correct.
Yeah.
With to my eyes, was a shocking victory from Blair Onyx.
Yeah, she said it was her first singles match at Freelance Wrestling specifically, and then ended up going over as well, which I think is, we all have this pecking order in the head, right, of like who should, based on maybe past performances or who's won titles.
We all have our own top 25, right, Charlie?
We do. I think definitely Blair. I would say call that an upset. And I don't know what it was about this match, but I felt like the crowd was really into it. This is one of the ones, like I said, where the chemistry was there, and maybe it was just fluidity. Maybe it was just they did the right things at the right times. I thought it like built kind of well, but like, in your opinion, James, like, why do you think they captivated the crowd so well?
Two wrestlers in a wrestling match that both the crowd loved Blair, Blair, and they're used to Laney. They've seen Laney quite a few times, but for the love that Blair was getting, holy crap! Like, I can only imagine how motivating that could have possibly been to Blair to go, okay, more pressure. Let's think, and now let's execute. And Laney is a great dance partner for Blair too. So, I mean, anytime a crowd gets into what you're doing, it motivates you more. It gives you more confidence. It does something to the performer just as much as it it excites the fan to see what they're watching.
Yeah.
Did that answer the question at all?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm so confident in my responses.
No, I definitely agree with that response. Like I didn't know initially, who was going to take that role of the babyface in this match, but the crowd really embraced Onyx. And I would initially thought like, oh, Laney Luck, we've seen her enough or a couple times in Freelance alone, but Onyx got the response from the crowd, and she got that, to me, once again, that surprise victory.
Mm-hmm.
You got to surprise. You got to surprise the paying customer every now and again. Otherwise, it becomes predictable. And who wants to go to something that they see time and time again when they could sit at home, not spend money, and already know what's going to happen?
Right.
Keep them on their toes.
And a surprise pairing here again, chemistry once again. Alfredo Gonzalez and Kyley Laney against the Bang Bros. Seeing this tag team with I think they utilized their characters really well, played off of each other, and the Bang Bros with matching gear.
I was gonna say that was matching gear, maybe the highlight of this. I don't want to take away from any performer on the show, but you walked out of the Logan Square Auditorium Friday night, and you went home with a smile on your face because of the Bang Bros matching gear. That was guaranteed.
Yeah, it's about time. The gear maker finally got around to getting it done.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say shout out, but
the gear maker had the gear maker Forza Gear. The gear maker is backed up beyond belief. I think he's got like a 6-month waiting list right now.
Yikes!
Holy shit!
Yeah,
and that's because he's so good.
It's because he's good, and he's got high profile clientele too. So, I mean, he just did Trey Miguel stuff for Impact. He does Kylie Ray's gear. Who else? I know in the past he's done Seth Rollins' gear. He's done Bryan Danielson's gear. So he's got a clientele list a mile long. So 6 months is actually short compared to some of the stuff I've seen him do where he's 9 months to a year out. And he has to shut down business until he catches up.
Damn. That's
good
crazy.
To have, but better for us that he got around to the Bang Bros gear, because that's something that we had been looking forward to. And as soon Charlie's the one that picked up on it right away. Like I was barely turning around, and he's like, "They got matching gear." So
I mean, this is I mean, to anyone in that room, I know Chris. Chris is the pickiest about that. I mean, the Bang Bros was an easily pickable situation. Like their gear needed to be matched. Everyone kind of felt that. We love them, but everyone's like, that could be a next step for sure. But Chris will point out subtleties within gear. He's a gear aficionado. So he was looking at his phone or something, and I saw the Bang Bros come out. I was like, Chris, lift your head up and look forward.
You were in your phone? Jeez, thanks.
Well, gotta hit up the Twitter machine once in a while.
Yeah. Tweeting was
harassing you with photos of the two of you.
Yeah. Thanks for sniping that photo. The photo of evidence proof that we
finally made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should put that out. I was gonna say it would be a good piece of content to see. Maybe we talked to Isaiah about this, but he might not want to. But it would be cool to see how the gear is made. I'm so curious about that. Or just see, not from start, I'm sure some of it might just be tedious, but it would be cool to see from the start to the finish, some kind of piece of clip or video. Cause I don't know, it would be cool to see it start to finish. Cause some of that shit seems so complex to me, and I would never in a million years be able to do that, to create stuff like that. So,
right. Well, it's also made with a lot of rage and hate for what he's doing. So that also helps.
All right, it's made up spikes. It sounds like.
So maybe that video won't ever happen if that's the case.
Hey, look, my wife tells me all the time. I'm like, "Oh, thanks for making that." She goes, "I made it with a lot of rage and hate, so that's why it tastes so good." Okay.
I love it. Instead of it's made with love, just flip it on them. So it was a cool thing to see. I felt like Kyley was riding an edge for a little bit. I felt like she was kind of riding that a little semi-sadistic, and she has that sometimes she can turn on that sadistic side, I think. I feel like in this match, she went strictly back to like, I love my opponent, I love my enemy, like don't hurt them. So it seems that she's gone fully back to the light side, and they were able to play off each other really well. I was going to mention on the side of Laney seems to be pulling some cheeky stuff, pun intended. She'll tell you that as well. But she seems to be like, even in other promotions, she's like stealing belts. When she was wrestling Blair, I felt like she was doing. The crowd, like you said, was just really on Blair's side, so I felt like she took advantage of that and was doing some like kind of nasty stuff, not too nasty, some shady stuff. But it seems like Kyley's fully back to just like, I care about my opponent. I want everyone to like me, kind of.
Well, I mean, of course she cares about the Bang Bros. How can you hate the Bang Bros?
On the other hand,
true. Unless you, you
like Alfonso
our
Gonzalez.
good friends Pick and Pop, then you could hate the Bang Bros. You can't. You just can't.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about them in a second. Pick and Pop for sure. Storm Grayson defeats JJ Garrett. Did you watch JJ Garrett's video about how he kind of opened up about like the stuff he struggled with?
Yes. I mean, I even commented on it. I've known Garrett for going on 7 years now. Always knew how talented he was, but he was always in his own way. Whether it was just thinking he deserved more quicker, the young guy stuff, or he rather turned to being a complete idiot, showing up inebriated, not necessarily. It wasn't alcohol, but other substances, and just then watching him just flake all the time and not show up, and I promise I'll be there, and then he's not there, and then he was the independent champ for us for a little bit, and he couldn't make a show. Then he made the next show, and I was like, hey dude, let me keep the belt. He's like, oh, why? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep it around. I'm gonna clean it, and I'm gonna do a whole bunch of stuff, fully knowing that I was keeping it because I can't trust him to show up. And then sure as shit, the next show, he's like, hey man, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm like, oh, that's okay. We're gonna crown a new champ, dude. And then we just crowned a new champion. To now where he's not canceling and he's making his flights, he's making his drives, he's showing up early to help out when he can, depending on what day and how far of a drive, and offering to bring people with him so they could get some experience so they're not frustrated all the time. That video made a believer out of people, and that's how he ended up on the show, to be honest. Always knew how talented he was, but the first step is admitting you have a problem, and he went above and beyond admitting that he had an issue, and he's doing things to tame the problems that he had in the past. So, kudos to Garrett for getting his shit together.
I have not seen the video, but I know that, and I think I've heard it probably from you, James, like that, JJ Garrett was somebody that was on your list of people that you would love to either have more frequently, or that you liked his work. So it's definitely like, and also hearing it from again, the people that I brought to the show, JJ Garrett was somebody that stuck out to them, like that he was like even though he was against Grayson, who's a dominant figure, like he looks like an opponent that you're gonna bust your ass to get through. JJ Garrett is like, to them, he's so quick, he's so good. He, it was somebody that they would like to see more of. So that was pretty cool.
It was the mullet, wasn't it?
That too. That helps.
I would have second that. I don't even. I don't know if it was your friends, Chris, or it was a group to my my right, which your friends were to my left. There was a group to my right, but it seemed like amongst the more casual crowd, JJ Garrett stuck out to them just because he was doing like crazy shit off like the second rope that people had like never seen before. So is definitely someone who stuck out amongst the people that they might not know him. Mm-hmm.
He's very unique, and he's tapping into that. So, I mean, all joking aside, the mullet, changing up how he looks, changing the music that he comes out to, changing his in-ring style, it's all been a benefit to him. And gaining the confidence of the promoters again is huge too. So him, Game Changer Wrestling gave him an opportunity again after he blew off 3 shows in the past for them. And and seeing him constantly get booked, and Brett Lauderdale is no pushover. If you do something that he does not like, he will not book you. So seeing Brett continually bringing him back at every Game Changer show, definitely instilled a little bit of confidence back into me wanting to have Garrett around. And then, Matt Nix, even though he's stepped aside, he still suggests things. He's like, hey guys, saw this, thought this was really cool. I think you should give him a chance, but that's just my opinion. Do whatever you want. So Garrett's got people in his corner. I'm in his corner for sure. So we'll see when he comes back. Yeah,
that's great. And I noticed him that JJ, I think, has been, at least in the past, and then maybe just this is what has been because maybe of like his past not showing up, but he seemed to be primarily Freelance Underground, and then this next guy as well seemed to be primarily Freelance Underground, although wrestled here, which is Brian Keith, which is cool. I love to see that. This was another really good one-on-one matchup. Do you think now that obviously you got a lot on your plate, do you think that people we maybe saw in one promotion will like kind of transfer over? Do you think the rosters will be a little more mixed here and there?
Rosters already have started to become a little bit more mixed here and there. The I wouldn't call it even a problem. The situation that I'm in is trying to keep both shows unique. You're going to have your crossover guys, but a lot of the guys that were just crossover every now and again are becoming permanent fixtures. The Bang Bros, Pick and Pop, Alfredo Gonzalez, Storm Grayson. I mean, he went from not being on any freelance shows to only missing one since we brought the company back in 2021. So
sure.
You're gonna see some disappear on the underground shows, which isn't a bad thing. They're not going to necessarily fully disappear, but they're going to fade a little bit to give the Xavier Skies an opportunity, and you'll see more of Aaron Payne, or the pain in my ass Chico Suave will be around a little bit more. What were you waiting for me to say that? I knew it. I had a feeling. Lined up. You've been waiting for me to say Chico this entire time. You're going to start seeing some more of those guys. Sabin Gage. Maybe you'll see them more on Underground now, while there isn't that many open spots on Freelance all the time, where we may or may not have the Bang Bros as much, or Pick and Pop as much, because it was my undertaking at the time, a self-proposed undertaking, not a mandated undertaking, to give these guys from the school that are ready to go matches. And now they're exceeding and succeeding, whatever. And while they'll probably be like, what? No, we don't want to stop working for you. I'm gonna be like, it's not that I want you to stop, it's that you're kind of on the main show. I mean, I know Underground is the secondary show. It's the SmackDown to the Raw, or the Raw to SmackDown, however you see it now.
Sure.
But no reason why these guys that don't get the opportunities that the first 6 or 7 students that were ready are getting.
Yeah.
So you'll still see a mixture.
Okay, cool. No, that's cool. Oh God, what was I gonna say?
You left off of Brian Keith.
Yeah, I want to hit two things before I go to that match. So Chico sold 20 shirts. I heard on Robert Anthony's vlog. He's hashtag people at Chico. Well, he's a sales machine, is he not? He's a sales machine.
Yeah, he likes to talk a lot.
I want to know. Wait, let's go back to Alfredo Gonzalez. I felt like he had a quick. He's really good, and I felt like he came out of nowhere and had a quick rise to now tagging with Kyley, a former champion, and having a ton of chemistry with her. Where did he come from, and why did it happen so quickly?
He's a Freelance Wrestling Academy student. Wrestling sometimes is not the easiest for some, and some people are just natural and gifted and get it. And you know, Alfredo Gonzalez is one of those naturally gifted students that kind of got pushed real quick into the forefront of making sure that he's included on shows all the time, which I didn't get. That I got maybe 2 matches at Underground with him, and now he's literally opening or on every freelance show. He's teamed with Kyley. Kyley trusts him. No one else does, but Kyley, for some reason, Kyley, she loves everybody, so she trusts him. She's trying to learn his ways so she could get back to where she was before, having to vacate the championship and, the concussions and the personal reasons and all that stuff. So she's trying to rebuild her confidence, get herself back to her winning ways. And, she believes that Alfredo Gonzalez is the path to her being Smiley Kyley, the successful singles star that she was previously.
Yeah. That was very well said. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. He has natural charisma, I think. So I think you kind of said it. He just kind of gets it.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to figure out who took whose gimmick first. Did Chad Gable steal everything that Alfredo Gonzalez says and does, or did Alfredo Gonzalez somehow steal everything that Chad Gable started to do the last couple weeks that Alfonso's been doing for the last couple months?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question there, but definitely like it did. Like I got introduced to him in the Underground shows, and he was like, "Is he like?" Initially, I'm like, because I think he even replaced Chico for a match. So I was like,
Chico decided to go get ringworm. Viva la Chico! But make sure to put the hashtag after that about there we go. His ringworm.
Decides to do that.
Viva la Chico. But yeah, like I did not know much about him, but yeah, Charlie definitely made a point there where it's like all of a sudden you started seeing him more and more and more often, and now tagging with Kyley, like he does have that charisma but confidence, and he believes in his character. Like he embraces that 100%. So when he's out there, he can piss you off and make you laugh at the same time.
Right. My only fear for him at first was too much too soon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen people on WWE television that get too much too soon, and then they fizzle out, or no one cares, and But he as a human being, it's not too much too soon. It's just for the character, is it too much too soon? It's something. Sure. It's something to be worried about, but. Like you said, he's got a ton of charisma. He knows how to make a crowd dislike him, but in a funny way, which is always an advantage to a heel. So
right,
definitely. Brian, so back to sorry, I got sidetracked. Back to Brian Keith. Brian Keith defeating Craig Mitchell. Sucks that Craig got hurt, but Craig got hurt at the beginning of the match, and then he still did the spot where he runs around the entire ring. Why did he do the spot where he runs around the entire ring? He hobbled the entire way. Like he's a
because it's not even forget the running around. He finished 12 minutes of a match. He got hurt 2 minutes in, so he did 10 minutes with a partially torn Achilles. Like unreal.
Unreal.
If anyone's ever had doubts about Craig Mitchell and what a stud he is. It just we've seen people with Achilles problems and Achilles tears, and they're gone for 10 months. This guy lasted another 10 minutes. Just he wasn't even lying to people. He's like, I'm hurt. We'll see how this goes after the match is over. He was letting you know he was not. That was not him faking it. And I'm constantly talking to Perch, checking on him, and I'm like, Perch, is he okay? I know you can't answer me, but tell me yes or no. And all Perch kept doing was going, giving me a shoulder shrug. I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
Is he good to finish the match? And then you get a yes. Okay, so he's possibly actually hurt, but he's gonna finish the match because Craig's either stupid. He's either stupid or he's a no pun intended warhorse that just keeps going.
Man, that was a feat. And there was like big ass spots after that too, like power bombs and shit. Brian Keith has gotten over very quickly. I feel like he's super impressive. Craig tweeted out, I think he's like, yeah, I heard if you follow him on Twitter, you're kind of getting updates as he's getting like second opinions and stuff. And he's like, I got 2 minutes of the match. I think I partially tore something. And a shout out to Brian, Bounty Hunter Keith for protecting me throughout that and the next 10 minutes of that match. So definitely gave him some.
Brian Keith's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Booker T trained.
Respect the sarape, dude.
Is that the poncho?
Yeah, that's
my ass was like, what's a therapy?
Why people don't know that word? Why people don't know the word sarape?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris knows what ice fishing is, though.
Yeah, Chris, that's a pretty white thing of you to do is go ice fishing, I think.
I'll show you some pictures, but I took my sarape to ice fishing, so
I bet you did. Those things are nice and warm.
I had to represent,
Were you fishing with
couldn't just look the other way and see all these North Face jackets and shit. Yeah. No, I wore my setup.
We're gonna hear how we're canceled tomorrow, so that's fine.
All right. So speaking of
had intermission after that.
Right?
Yeah, intermission was good. Intermission was good. Held its own for 10 minutes, and we'll definitely be booking intermission again.
Listen, intermission hadn't been around in a while, at least from what I've seen. Like COVID times did not allow intermission to happen.
Yeah. Wrestling Gear is one.
Last two shows we ran intermission.
Number 2 is intermission. Chris pays
intermission's been done the last 2 matches. Or last 2 shows. Not matches. Last two shows.
Yeah, Chris, why don't you go to one?
Yeah. I should go to these shows. They have intermission now.
Chris, James is like nodding. He's like, okay, move on. Were you gonna talk about the next match, Chris?
Yeah, I was gonna jump into Take It Home Records.
It's 8:45. We're past his bedtime.
Take It Home Records Take It Home Records. Bucky Collins, Darren Corbin defeating Pick and Pop. And at the end of the day, the Take It Home Records still walk away as champs, but without belts. So they keep claiming they're the champs, but they haven't had the belts. They keep getting stolen.
Those damn Bang Brothers.
Bang Brothers, the Bang Bros. They took the belts this time.
Yeah, you see a stealing of belts, but then you never see a third team in come in to swoop the belts. It's almost like the hardcore title getting passed around, but no one's pinning anyone. They're just kind of stealing it from each other, playing hot potato with these belts. This is probably going to lead to what, like a 3-way tag
in a cage.
Dun 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 dun.
I don't know if he held his. Oh no!
Right now, frozen. The Bang.
Oh, you're back.
No, I'm not. I'm not frozen. I wasn't frozen.
To us, you are.
I wasn't Elsa. I'm not frozen.
Let it go, James. Let it go.
Only my heart. Only my heart is frozen. who knows where this is going? I'm not going to spoil anything. Just keep attending, keep showing up, keep watching, and see what happens.
Fair.
Clearly, the Take It Home records have gotten accidentally put in the middle of something between Pick and Pop and the Bang Bros.
Yeah. Can we do an angle where they do another match, Bang Bros versus Take It Home records, and then we come in to steal the belts?
Now I'm frozen.
You're stunned. It's such a good angle that you're stunned.
You need another team to come in and swoop the belts, Just saying.
You two could wrestle at intermission.
Okay.
Well, that's
okay. Apparently that wasn't that funny. Sorry. Okay.
You're wearing a delay there. You
Sorry.
froze a little bit there.
We're delayed. It was fine. You're doing James. You're doing a great.
Sucks. I don't know who it is.
James, you're doing a great job, man.
What?
You're doing a great job.
I know I am. Who's hosting this, Chris?
I am.
I already know.
Who's the IT guy? Chris, who's the IT? Point to the IT guy. Okay. Let's get through the other two matches here, and then we'll talk about the future.
Okay.
Kobe Durst, good to see him back. Throw it up. Diamond Tiger wrestling GPA, whose entire move arsenal now is wrestling moves that took place between 1990 and 1996. True or false?
Awesome.
Fair point.
I have no idea.
He's got some Bret Hart stuff. He's got a lot of Bret Hart spots. He's got he was tweeting about someone else, some other like it's like before the Attitude Era WWF, I think, is where he's building his new arsenal of moves.
He probably did all the Bret Hart stuff to piss me off.
Did you not notice?
I didn't even put two and two together. But now that you mention it, looks like I need to have a conversation with GPA.
I mean, I agree with you that it's called the Scorpion. The Scorpion Deathlock and the Sharpshooter actually have a variation difference. Do you know the difference?
It's the leg that you put through.
Yes, correct. So, but
please.
I mean, we're very pro.
Silly question.
We're very pro Scorpion Deathlock on this podcast, you and I. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a better move. So he'll probably start doing the Sharpshooter soon, though. I can see that happening.
I was having a conversation with him before the show, and it ended with me making a comment about Bret Hart and saying, "Oh yeah, that's right, you like Bret Hart. Never mind." And I walked away. So the Bret Hart offense probably was my punishment for doing that.
Yeah. He's gonna keep layering them in. GPA did. That was a under 7-minute match. GPA did pick up the win, and then the champ was there. It was a Freelance Legacy title match, although either him or maybe Frank the Clown has the Freelance Heavyweight champ or the main title, or kind of both of them, or Frank has his own belt. It's getting a little confusing, kind of muddying the waters there with that belt.
You can't control what they do. It's a constant power struggle. So someone, last time I checked, Robert is the Legacy and the Freelance champion, and he dropped the Freelance title, picked up the Freelance Fret Championship, and now he's carrying all three because he thinks he, is the belt collector. So, we're hoping to take care of the too many belts issue come March. Stay tuned.
Okay, looking forward to that because too many belts, and especially Frank the Clown having his own custom belt there. But
he wants to feel included. Aw.
And well, Dan the Dad, crowd favorite,
Mm-hmm.
one of Freelance's favorite baby faces. I mean, he put on the show, but of course, you know, it's pretty much a handicap match with these two.
Unfortunate, but true.
Sad but true. But yeah, Robert Ego, Anthony.
Hell of a match, though.
Yeah. And Dan deserved a main event, I think.
Dan definitely deserved a main event, and Dan deserved to be taken out of his comfort zone too. And I feel like Rob did that. You got a different match out of Dan the Dad that you normally don't.
Yeah.
Get.
It's a good point. Chico said that when
Dan.
Sorry, delay. Go ahead.
Chico said. Oh.
What did Chico say?
Chico has an opinion. Okay.
This is a pro Chico podcast. It's a very pro Chico podcast. So get used to it.
So what about Chico? Because you
what were you going to say? I cut you off because of the lag. Because your mouth moves a little bit and then the voice comes later. So I cut you off. No, you're not.
Now you're just fucking with us.
So what did Chico have to say? Since you know Chico is so important. Go ahead.
I was going to say that Chico said when he wrestled, it was either Ego or Egotistical Fantastico, one of those two individuals, that he felt like he grew so much during that match. And I think Robert Anthony has that effect. I'm pretty sure it was when they wrestled, but I think Robert Anthony has that effect because he's such a veteran.
When the hell did they wrestle?
Didn't they? Isn't that what happened? I think that's what I heard. No, it's wrong. No, it's wrong. I have him mixed up. He wrestled Gringo Loco recently, so we can forget this.
That makes sense.
Chris, let's cut this entire part out, please. But I think
leave this entire part in.
I mean, if we're leaving all of the Jame lags, we can leave that in too.
No. We
got Cage match hasn't done a very good job for Charlie. Okay.
It was bad. It was the wrong veteran. I'm trying that Robert Ego Anthony has the veteran presence where he can make people learn during the match.
I could agree with that statement.
For a little bit, Charlie and I, during his promo, we weren't sure if it was cutting a heel or a babyface promo.
Yeah, he came back to the locker room like, "Congrats, baby face! What the fuck was that?" He's like, "They're still gonna hate me," and they did.
Right?
So
yeah.
He was right, but I was like, "Why are you trying to make them cheer for you?" He's like, "That wasn't my intent."
Hey, I enjoyed the trip,
but that's what happened.
Because he was like, if you think you're above freelance wrestling, I hate you. And no one in the other crowd's like, we don't think we're above freelance wrestling. We don't. So it was that remark was slightly confusing.
No, it was bad. It was bad. And I want to say he turned to Frank and was like, I'm never cutting a promo again. You're doing them all from now on. So I really don't know why the hell he said that. I think he just wanted to get his point across that he's the champ now. He takes on all comers. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Bring it.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was trying to say. And then all of a sudden he got in his own feelings and forgot exactly what the hell he was supposed to be doing.
I did like that. I did like that he did cut a promo though, because I know that that's Frank's department of that crew, but I feel I do really like enjoying people that aren't known for that. And I haven't seen, I'm not saying he's not known for that, but you just don't see a ton of promos from him. There are guys that are like very promo focused, but I do like that people will pick up the mic every now and then that you don't think, and I think they should. That's obviously, I'm not a book or anything like that, but like Trevor Outlaw, I do, and I also do like that Trevor Outlaw is still staying relevant. And even having little spots like that, I think that's to me that is like a great move in my opinion. Just give people a little something to say, even if they're not the best on the mic. There was times there was times where like someone like a Myron Reed, we were watching him wrestle locally, and I was like, just let just let him talk for like five, what could be so harmful for him not to pick up the microphone for like 5 minutes? So like I like when some of these people talk that you don't think, but I don't know. What do you think?
Somebody that can't talk, even some people that think they are great talkers, could ruin their character and ruin who they are by saying something.
Okay.
Like, for instance, how many times does somebody have to say the F word? Does that make you a good promo? No. It means that you could swear a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're saying, is there substance to what you're saying? Absolutely not. It's just, you're trying cheap heat. You're trying to make the crowd hate you because of how you're saying something instead of what you're saying. What's your point? I could sit here and drop F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb and make you hate me. But what did I say that's going to stick with you other than the fact that I said fuck 35 times?
Yeah. So you're saying that it has to have you want it when people speak, you want it to be have some sort of substance.
It has to have substance. Otherwise, you don't get a microphone. And especially in Trevor's case, that's all Trevor has right now is a microphone. If Trevor doesn't give you substance in what he's saying, if Trevor would have laid out 35 F-bombs and then said nothing else after the 35 F-bombs, what would be the point of giving him a microphone again? And then he's not relevant anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have substance. Everything can't be a swear fest.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I know he's
but,
not Myron Reed, but
it's
does
a
that make
way
sense?
of also kind of protecting your character, right? If you're not right for it, why give you the spot at that moment? And not to bring it back to freelance. Like I know in the past, Charlie and I have mentioned like we would like to hear from Storm Grayson just because he's been, he's making his way and we see him often and he's getting those W's and he's climbing his way where we want. Now I think he's at a point where we would want something else from his character.
Great. That's a great
example.
Been the point.
Mm-hmm.
That legitimately, Chris,
and it's an evolution point.
Get Storm in front of you, in front of the fans. Like him, get him or hate him, whatever direction we're going in. Now we have to give the fans more of who Storm Grayson is to make them even like or hate him more.
Right.
So, I mean, the manager position is a lost form in wrestling, and there's a lot of people that currently, even on TV, are dying because they can't cut a promo.
Mm-hmm.
So someone like Storm, if a mic goes in his hand and he starts saying some stuff, or even if it's on film and you're watching it on the YouTube, Freelance is shows, he's got to start. He's got to give you more. I absolutely agree.
What about something in that case, maybe like pre-recorded and then played?
Yeah, the pre-recorded. That's what I meant. Like the Freelance is stuff that gets dropped with extra promos. Like, give you a chance to at least get a little bit more comfortable. And if it sucks, you could do it all over again. We had it during the summer when we did all the TV stuff. We had Storm cut a couple promos, and he was not comfortable. Mm-hmm. He was not ready for that. He went through take after take after take after take after take after take till we finally got something that was okay. I think that Storm now, I recently saw a promo elsewhere that he did, and it was really good. It surprised me because he didn't have time to think. It literally was, okay, we're going to do a promo. You ready? Go. And he kind of just riffed off, and it was good, and it spoke volumes to what he's doing there and how he feels. So, yeah, I absolutely agree. But there's just some people that are never going to be able to talk. that you're just going to either have to appreciate them for what they could do in the ring, or if you stop appreciating just that, it's time to say, who's next? That's the nature of wrestling, unfortunately.
Okay. No, that was a great discussion, guys. Appreciate that example, Chris. Appreciate that insight, James. Upcoming show, Saturday, February 26th. Hopefully you're listening to this episode before that, and maybe even like on. I hope some people like would throw this on like on their way to the venue, maybe, or a little bit before that date. I feel like these episodes are really good precursors. It's breaking the chains, huh? We breaking some chains out here? Is this
breaking the chains?
Juju's got a show name and snuck one in? No.
Damn.
What is breaking the chains?
Sorry.
What chains are we breaking? What are we breaking free from here?
Well, we break it, but from 2021, duh.
2021, breaking on through to the other side.
Breaking the chains of 2021, breaking the chains of the COVID pandemic, breaking the chains of what people expect from you, breaking the chains of your expectations versus reality, just breaking the chains. It could be anything. It could be interpreted any way you want.
All right. Doors at 6:30, bell at 7. Hashtag FU chains on social media. And then you have
FU-tickets.com. Custom domain for Freelance Underground tickets.
Boom.
There's some IT going on over there.
Now I just need a website made. Now I just need a legitimate website. I hear you guys know some people.
We know some people that know some people.
Point at the tech guy.
The tech guy knows how to build websites, huh?
Maybe. I mean,
that
is that
there?
Yeah.
That's where my tech guy is.
Okay. But I like the fact that we got FUtickets.com. Easy to find tickets.
It's a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot easier. And nothing changes. We just did something similar for the freelance stuff, where now when you click on buy tickets off the freelance website, it's not something that needs to be updated. It just goes right to where the landing page is for all of our events and all of our tickets that are available at the same time. So
love it.
I made Matt Nix's life a lot easier today.
Awesome.
I'm just going to run through the matches really quick, and then we can talk about some stuff that sticks out to us, I think. Because we want to talk about the matches. We're also running up on the 52-minute mark. And I know not everyone likes us that much. They might like you, James. They definitely like me that much. There is a tag team championship.
I'm the most hated individual out of the three of us.
No, I don't think so. Maybe. Only because you have to be. The boss is never liked by everyone. The boss has to make the hard decisions. So, can't please everyone, right?
No, you can't. It's hard for people to be the boss, though. I just stopped giving a shit. That's my problem.
Tag team championship match: Philly Marino Experience versus Brothers of Construction, which are the champs. I think PME has definitely earned that. Singles match: August Matthews versus JJ Garrett. Singles match: Sky Blue versus GPA. I'm super excited for this one. I think GPA is really good at intergender. I think he is. This should be really good. FU Independent Championship: Storm Grayson, the champion, versus Laney Luck. I think Laney gets a rematch here, which is great.
It's a rematch.
Singles match: Cole Radrick versus Coda Hernandez, which just announced today.
And when will you be releasing this?
Point at the IT guy.
Because I'll round out the card depending on when you're going to post this.
Ideally Wednesday, tomorrow.
Ideally
to give people time to listen.
Then I can't tell you. I can't tell you what the next matches are going to be.
Is Calvin Taylor?
Screw it. I'll tell you what the last matches are.
Okay.
Let's see. We have the debuting of the Bitcoin Boys from AIW. They will be facing again Manny Cortez and
Manny Cortez.
El Torrio. El Torrio. Got a little bit of lucha flavor in there for you. Matt Nix will be trying to earn another match with Project Onyx. And Project Onyx went on, used his Twitter fingers and said that the only way that Matt Nix is ever going to face him again is if he beats Chico. So he's wrestling Chico Suave one-on-one with the stipulation if he could beat Chico, he fucking beat Chico. If he beats Chico, he gets another shot at Project Onyx. And then when Project Onyx heard that match was happening, he requested an open challenge. So Project Onyx will be in the house with an open challenge.
Oh, interesting. How are you gonna make us?
There's your card.
How are you gonna make us choose between Nix and Chico, man? That's. How many times can we mention Chico on this podcast too? Let's get some more mentions in here.
No.
Man,
I gotta say that August Matthews and JJ Garrett though, like that match, the Sky Blue versus GPA, and of course Purple Poppy that you just announced versus Chico. I mean that is enough right there.
Our friend D-Ray mentioned that he thinks August has the potential. Not that anyone's trying to break up the Bang Bros. We're not. We love the Bang Bros. We said that. But August Matthews potentially has the potential to have like a singles run. He sees that. And this is not to say that Davey can't as well, but like that, the potential singles run is something that D-Ray has envisioned, he said. Would you agree with that, or?
Here's my thing before I answer if I agree with that.
Okay.
My thing for that is this. Everyone's sleeping on Davey Bang.
Okay.
Fair point.
And I'm slightly offended by that everyone's sleeping on Davey. Do I think that August could have an impressive singles run? Yeah, but I also think Davey could too. As of right now, unlike, how we've all been labeled, I don't see a Sean and a Marty. I do see a Sean and a Sean. There's aspects to both of those individuals that you could kind of try to break down and counterpoint everything.
Sure.
So right now I'm not confident enough to say one would have a more impressive singles run than the other. Right now, Davey Bang's doing singles matches, and August Matthews has done a handful, but mostly he's getting booked as the team.
Right.
Davey, I believe, is a champion somewhere in Wisconsin right now, singles.
Okay.
So, I mean, how do you break it down? Do you break it down by who gets booked more, where, when, and how they're used? Point being, I don't feel confident enough saying that one would have a better singles career than the other just yet.
Okay.
August has got the skills. He's got the skills. He watches wrestling. He's watched independent wrestling since he was a little kid, shockingly. He knows things that you wouldn't expect someone his age to know. David doesn't have that knowledge. But does that necessarily mean that August is better because he has more knowledge of independent wrestling than David does? I don't know. So D-Ray, friend of the show, D-Ray is entitled to his opinion. I don't necessarily 1,000% agree that he will or that he won't.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to run that by you because I know he's in a singles match here, and once again, that doesn't push any favor in anyone's direction. But I know that's just been brought up before on this podcast, so people that might have listened to that point that we had when we talked to D. I can't remember when he brought that up. It was on a past episode. So I just wanted to run that by you, see what you thought. Yeah, the card just got spicier. I liked it to begin with. I think Laney has a chance to go Laney 2 belts again. I think that's really cool. Cole Radrick, we've seen him have a really awesome match with a young talent and Angel Escalera. So now Kota has the opportunity. This is a pretty big match for Kota Hernandez, is it not?
Yes, and Kota's earned it. And Kota's definitely improved so much from when I first met him. And I'm not sure if we've ever talked about this before, but Kota used to go to the original Underground shows in Villa Park, like 2014, 2015. He's a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how young he was, but he's like, yeah, man, me and my dad would go. And I was just like, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, really? And then he went and got some not so great training someplace, and now he's at the freelance school, and his wrestling, his character, he went and did 6 weeks at Flatbacks with Sean Spears and Tyler Breeze, and came back in December. And here's your chance, kid. Show that you could do more than just be a 50% wrestler in a tag team with Darius Luttrell, who that man has range too that I can't wait for him to show more of. Just being a character, Darius Luttrell, being a character, and the stuff that he could do just from a comedy aspect of wrestling. That is just so, it's not like over the top, it's minute, but it's entertaining as hell. So yeah, this is Kota's chance. Just like we get Angel Escalera had the chance, just like August Matthews has another chance. First one was against Jordan Oliver. Now it's against JJ Garrett.
Right.
And to show that these guys that are predominantly tag team wrestlers, they can shine in singles competition.
Yeah.
Whew. Sorry, mouthful. My bad.
You're good. And not to extend this podcast any farther, but so buy tickets for that show. Follow Freelance Underground if you're not on Twitter. We did pose a question this week. If Freelance Wrestling were to have a Hall of Fame, you don't want to answer. You're shaking your head. You're not answering it.
If you want to know my answers, I'll tell you off air, but I will not answer it. That's why I didn't tweet back. That's why I didn't do anything like that. I sent my answers to Hank312. He knows who I thought. There's some honorable mention guys that aren't necessarily Hall of Fame just yet, or will they ever necessarily, because they either are or not in freelance currently. I didn't include referees. I didn't include celebrities. I didn't include Chico. I didn't include ring announcers or commentators or anything like that. Just straight wrestling and the impact that they had on freelance.
I love it. I love that it was still answered, though. I thought it was a pretty thought-provoking question. I hope that no one takes offense to it. And I think everyone who answered it online, and we might even talk a little bit more about it in the future, but gave really, really worthy people. And there was even some people that I think were missed. And yeah, I no Hall of Fame wing, though. That's all I got to say. No Hall of Fame wing.
No Hall of Fame wing or no celebrity wing?
No celebrity wing. Sorry. That's what I meant. No celebrity wing. So
does cagematch.com, .net, .org tell you that one?
Hey man, we went to the show. We're doing a recap on it. We promote the show, I mean, we're doing our part, are we not?
Yeah, you're doing your part. Congratulations. Am I doing my part? Sorry. Business. Lots of business going on right now.
Okay. But I know you're setting up that website right now. I think James is doing it on his phone. And then let's not forget really quickly, rescheduled for March 3rd, doors at 7, bell at 8, Flawless Victory at the Emporium in Logan Square.
Hey, Thursday night at Emporium, 3-3. Should be fun.
Should be fun.
Something different. Something different. You know, in the middle of a barcade, if you will. You know, Kyley Ray will be there. Project Onyx will be at his first freelance show.
Boo.
Since when he lost to Alfredo Gonzalez. Storm Grayson, GPA, Laney Luck, Blair Onyx. Students of the Freelance Wrestling Academy, amongst others. A little harsh, man. You really are mad at Pat.
We really are mad at Pat. It's real. The rage for that is real. I'm not. We haven't forgiven him, and I think even in the slightest. So it's still just hatred. At least for me, it is. Chris, I don't know about you, but
I blame Caleb. It's all Caleb's fault.
I don't know who Caleb is.
He wanted to give him a participation trophy. That's fine. It's all Caleb's fault. and Matt Nix for letting Caleb get away with it. It's both of their fault.
No.
Everything was hunky dory.
I will not accept that finger pointing. I will only point at the IT guy. Speaking of the IT guy, so you got your hands full, James. I'm looking forward to obviously helping promote. Looking forward to the wrestling. I guess.
Are you going to be out to all 37 shows in the next 6 weeks, or what?
I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to promise anything.
That's a no from Charlie. How about you, Chris?
I might be, heads down working on a website. So not sure I'm going to be able to be free on the 26th, but, we'll definitely catch them online, iwtv.live. Church Street always calls my name. I mean, I'm always down for some beers, but, I got away this weekend, so I can't.
Emporium is back. I think Emporium is looking.
Emporium is definitely one. It's a Thursday night. Why not?
I'll let you know if I'm there or not.
Well,
I want to bust up some people in Mortal Kombat, so I gotta learn the special moves of some characters. I'll see you there.
All right, but as a reminder, the 26th, this upcoming Saturday, Church Street Brewery, Breaking the Chains. That's the name of the show. fu-tickets.com. Get your tickets. Or else iwtv.live. Correct?
That is correct, sir.
All right. Well, that is it for.
You got that straight from the internet. Good job.
Of course. You think I was going to memorize that?
No. At least you didn't go to cagematch.biz.org.
You're up again. Fucking, you're predictable.
As predictable as James is, can you let us know the Freelance Underground Twitter handle and
good luck with that?
It's right on the screen, right?
No,
that's your
Instagram and Facebook are all Freelance Underground. All lowercase and together, no spaces, I believe. And Twitter is Freelance UNDRGD at Freelance UNDRGD under. Yep, that's it. I know for a fact now because I had to remind myself I want to change it. FU-tickets.com. FU-tickets.com. There it is. Ew. Viva la Charlie.
There we go. All right. Well, as far as Two Heels and a Face goes, you can always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Two Heels and a Face, number 2 Heels and a Face, twoheelsandaface.com. And just remember to hashtag Viva la Chico, right?
Definitely.
Hashtag Viva la Chico. Thanks,
James.
By supporting Chico, you're supporting Onyx, right?
No. He's gonna He's gonna break free. He's gonna break free from that spell. He's a good soul. He's just misguided.
The weak-minded do not break from the cycle until they choose to be broken.
He's strong. I believe in him.